Hey, this is Artie Astor from Today in Music. It is all over for Spencer Eldon. Now, some of you might be thinking, well, who the heck is Spencer Eldon? What does he have to do with the music world? Well, let me show you a picture of him as a baby, and it might bring back some memories. Here he is. This is Spencer Eldon as a 4-month old. He was on the cover of the album Nevermind from Nirvana in 1991. He was trying to sue the band for personal injury, basically alleging or asserting that what happened here amounted to child. I can't necessarily say it because I'm already being punished by YouTube for saying other words. You say a couple of the words that YouTube doesn't want you saying, and all of a sudden, wha-bam, you don't have the viewership that you had just yesterday. But anyways, this is Spencer Eldon. He was looking for millions of dollars in personal injury damages, but the case was dismissed just yesterday for the last time. Some of us might be asking, well, I'm sure his parents got paid. I'm sure he got paid or compensated somehow, being a child model, right? And the answer would be yes. His parents were paid a whopping $200 to $250. Something else that I think is interesting is that when Spencer was young, he himself took it upon himself to embrace that he was the baby on the Nevermind album, one of the most iconic album covers of all time. There he is as a young man. You can see he has Nevermind tattooed on his chest, and he, of course, he's not naked here, but he is recreating the photo. There's a 10-year statute of limitations for this type of suit. The defense was trying to say, well, the 10 years has passed. The case was thrown out, but in the appellate court, it actually was brought back in, and the judge was stating that, well, every time the album is republished, every time it's republished, it's a new case of personal injury. So it wasn't necessarily 30 years ago, it was only just a couple years ago. So it was within the 10-year limit of the statute of limitations. Interestingly, though, it appears as though, and I'll have to do a little bit more research on this, but from the information that I gathered, it appears as though the fact that Spencer embraced this as a young adult, getting it tattooed, recreating the photo, it doesn't appear as though this was actually harmful to him. So that worked against him. And of course, his current wife also is saying that she's dealing with emotional distress and everything else. But let's think about something here, because I want to try to look at both sides of this, because I find this to be incredibly fascinating. Some might say, well, he got the tattoo when he was younger, so he's embracing it. He recreated the photo, as we see here, so he's embracing the idea of the photo. And that's a very valid point. We can look at that and say, well, this isn't personal injury. He's loving it. It's brought him fame. However, there's also the argument that when he was a young adult, getting it tattooed and recreating the photo as we see here, there's the argument that he wasn't fully aware of how, in the long run, as he becomes an adult, as he goes from young adulthood to adulthood, he wasn't fully aware of the damaging effects this would have on him. Whatever the case, it was thrown out of court. The case was dismissed, and from everything that I've researched, there is no possibility of an appeal. It was thrown out of the courts, and it was thrown out of the courts for the last time. Now, did he ask for too much money? Instead of asking for millions of dollars, should he have said something like, you know what, just give me 200 grand? You know, I've gone through ups and downs with this whole thing, and it's had this effect on me, and all I got was $200. My parents got the $200. I want a little something too. Who knows? Now, did the parents put that $200 in a savings account and give it to him when he became 18? Doubtful. When you raise a child, you spend a heck of a lot more than $200 on the child. I don't know. Did his parents sign an agreement? Sign some type of contract stating, we'll accept the $200 and we will not ask for further compensation if the opportunity arises. If the album goes platinum, we're not going to come back and say we want another 10,000. I have no idea what type of contract the parents signed, but I'm curious, what do you think? Do you think Spencer Elden has a real reason to sue? Does he have a real reason to sue? Part of me doesn't blame the guy for trying to get a couple extra $1 million, but part of me states, you waited a really long time. That is what I got for this quick clip of Today in NEWSIC.